I'm going to hit you with some new rules. We got rules.
What rules do we have? There's no
You
rules
love
on
rules.
Talking Story.
You're a rule follower. I'm hitting you with rules.
All right, what do we got?
Get ready.
I'm ready.
You are going to be smacked with rules.
That doesn't sound appealing at all.
And yet, welcome back to Talking Story. Hey, my name is John Minton. That right there is my literary wingman, the rule-following best producer on BookTube, Mr. Jacob Minton. It says so on bathroom walls everywhere.
I don't know if I'm rule following. That might be. They're all misadvertising, but that one does not feel correct.
No, you do love a good rule. And look, we are wrapping up the whole month. We're wrapping up the entire month of April. Can you believe it? Of April.
No. 4 months down for the year.
This is the rule I'm going to try and stick to, and I want us to try and stick to. Let's try and put our thoughts out there like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes a book.
Okay. We don't want to have an hour-long video. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, maybe an hour would be good if we shoot for yeah, let's try. Let's
2 minutes per book. Okay, I got you.
Let's live with this. Brevity is the soul of wit. Let's try and live with that.
All right, we're killing time.
Let that filter in with you.
This is already too philosophical to be to the point.
Well, just live with the rule. Make it happen. You're going to watch me, I'll watch you. So let's start with you, man. Let's start with you.
Well, I'm glad we're starting with me.
Tell me about your April.
I'm glad we're starting with me because there are fewer things to cover.
True.
Let's see. First off, I read, in heavy quotation marks, I don't have the cover, I have a Kindle. I'll put the cover up. The Devils by Joe Abercrombie.
Oh, but 2 minutes. Let me hear it.
You see why we got the quotation marks? Before I get into this, there's actually something else that I have to mention first. Under obligation. I'm gonna steamroll you here. We can't talk about books yet. Are you ready?
Wait a minute. Before you mention that, I just got to say, dude, that is a smoking hot shirt you got on.
That's a smoking hot shirt you got there. Look at that.
I just, look, let me tell you, it feels great. It's super cool. I love it. And I love yours too.
I love mine too. Into the AM, very comfy shirts. Sponsor of this video. Thank you very much, Into the AM. Sent us these lovely shirts. We'll hear more about that later. But just wanted to throw it out there. Love
and
these
check
shirts.
it just because it's a sponsor. Like, check it out because you get a chance to get some super cool stuff.
We actually love the shirts. They're very comfortable. If you go back like weeks, we've been wearing these for a long time now.
Yeah, it's like my faves.
Yeah. Anyway, I heavy quotation marks read The Devils by Joe
You're just trying not to talk about The Devils.
I'm delaying it as long as
I know what you're doing. You're busted, buddy.
Before we hit record, I was thinking...
Take Joey A. right on the chin. Give it to Joey A. right on the chin. Don't hold back.
I didn't finish it. I didn't like it. It wasn't my jam, man. I'm sorry. I could see it being other people's. The Devils, everybody knows by now, but The Devils is kind of Joe Abercrombie's religious themed story that kind of has, your ragtag group with characters you love, but they're kind of despicable and have their own faults. And the first 20% of this book I loved. There was so much I was learning about the world. It was such an interesting world. I was so ready to get involved with these characters and love them. And, for a minute there, I was loving them. And then I only got halfway through. So the 30% of the book after that 20% that I loved was we're just going from one location to another. There's no big goal. There's nothing we're learning about the world anymore, except for maybe some small pieces here and there that just wasn't enough to interest me. And I thought maybe it'll pick up. And then I saw the review from Library of a Viking where he said, like 70% of the book is we're just moving around. And I'm like, oh no. I'm not going to enjoy this book. So I made the decision, my first DNF, only because there's so many things for me to read this year. And I know there are so many things that I'm going to enjoy and have such a great time with that I didn't want to spend too much time on something that, had I stuck with it, I probably would have thought, yeah, mediocre. I could see why other people would love it. I didn't love it, but that's okay. So I'm not saying I didn't like the book. I'm just saying it
wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me, and I felt it was better to spend my time somewhere else.
You know what? You went over 2 minutes there, but I let you because you got some wise words. You got some wise words there. There's nothing wrong with moving on from something. Reading should be a joy. It should bring joy to your life. Stories should speak to you and move you. And if this one isn't doing it right now, maybe later it will. Who knows? But move on to something that will. Why? Why spend the time on something you know is not going to knock it out of the park?
Absolutely. So the next thing I picked up was the most confusing book I've ever read in my life, Shadow of the Torture by Gene Wolfe.
Tell me about it. And you know what? You might need more than 2 minutes.
I don't know. Will I? I don't know if I know enough about this book to talk about it for 2 minutes. I mean, okay, once again, the thing that really hooked me about this book was the world. It has such an interesting atmosphere that really left you questioning, where are we and why? Who is this? Why are they here? What is their function? Very basic questions that you would
questions that
expect
great
to be
art
answered.
does.
Questions that great art does. And I just kept going through it. And I would say that I enjoyed the book all the way through, regardless of being confused the entire time. And you will pitch the book far better than I will later on in this video, so I'll let you do that.
Oh, let's not count on that.
I'm counting on that because I know how badly I would do it. But I will say this. I got to the end of Shadow of the Torturer, not super excited to continue it. And then the day that I finished it, a few hours later, we had a stream with Christopher Rocchio and Sam Wise and a whole bunch of other people that I don't want to give up any more of my time to mention everybody.
Chase and Jake from NLR and
Tudor
Joanna.
Ramble, Joanna Reeds, Preacher, so many people.
All-star group.
Philip Chase. That now I'm done. Sorry. But I ended that stream thinking I can't wait to not only pick up book 2, but to reread book 1.
Yeah.
And now I'm disappointed that I have too many things to read and I can't re-pick up book 1. So I
actually saw on Jake's video in LR today. Yeah. He's like, I am immediately rereading this.
Really?
Like today. Yes,
we're
not
jealous,
alone.
Actually. Man, I can't wait to see the video where he wraps up how he felt about it the second time, because that stream answered so many questions for me.
It made it a different book.
Oh, it made it a completely different book. I would highly recommend it for anybody that was thinking about it. It's meant to be confusing. It's meant to be reread. It's meant for you to just push through and pick up the puzzle pieces later and while you have more context. So dive deep into it. I would say it's well worth the experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you went over 2 minutes. You and that's it for your month?
That's it for my month. Those are my 2 books.
You went over 2 minutes on both of them.
That's rare.
So when you start timekeeping for me, you better be a little nice.
No, I'm not going to do that.
God, dog it. It's just not right. All right. So look, now is the time where you have to pick book of the month.
It's easy. I only finished 1 book.
So, but after that talk, do you feel good about the pick? I mean, do you?
I do. Well,
or is it just a pick completely by default, or do you feel like? Tell me what you feel.
I mean, on a technical level, yes, it is a pick by default. But I'm not upset that Shadow of the Torture is my book of the month. Now, after the stream, like hearing what the book is about and more things that were going on, I think, with the context of that, it is a work of art that should be respected and treated as a brilliant work. So I have no problem giving it that title, Book of the Month.
Is this your first book of the month?
No, I gave Howling Dark Book of the Month.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. So, okay, well, I was just going to say, Shadow of the Torture, Gene Wolfe, great pick for Book of the Month. I mean,
I would say so.
That's got to go up there. That's up there on the mantle for you this year.
I'm curious if your Book of the Month will be the same as mine. I doubt it, but I'm curious to find out.
Let's wait and see.
Now we got to find out.
Wait and see. But before we do that...
Oh, you're so right.
before we do that, let's show some hot thread cool.
You know, I just
Let's
gotta
show
say,
the amazing people at Into the AM that are sponsoring this video.
I just gotta say, that's a lovely shirt you're wearing.
Oh, you look smoking.
I don't want to hear that from my dad. Check out this segment. Thanks, Into the AM.
So this is exciting. We've actually been approached by some sponsors in the past, but it never felt right.
You did not, but it felt right for this one.
It absolutely did. When Into the AM reached out, and I would say as soon as I saw that website, I was like, this is my stuff.
Yes, Into the AM is a clothing brand that is largely run by artists and people that are very passionate about their clothing, their designs, how it appears on the clothes, how comfortable they are, and they are very comfortable.
Unbelievable. It feels like you're wearing a cool breeze.
They told us for this, they were very kind and sent us some things to try out before we shot this ad. They were so comfortable that we said, absolutely, we'll do it. And we had a hard time picking out what they wanted to send us. What we wanted them to send us.
Absolutely. And we also said, hey, if we're going to try this out, we're going to try it out.
Yeah.
So we went out and we lived in some stuff and did some stuff. And what we can tell you is that this is comfortable. It's well made. It stands up. You can get active in it. You can go out in it. It's got, like, you can get designs. You can have more of a dressed down.
They have creative designs that are more graphic tees. They also have a basic selection if you want to keep it just for everyday wear. Have the nice Into the AM logo right there.
I swear this is made for me because that's the Panasonic I carried around from 82 to 84 when I graduated high school.
Is that true?
Yes!
If you want to check out Into the AM, and we strongly encourage that you do, if you want the creative tees, just the regular basic branded or no branded at all, they're
or
very comfortable.
Or polos, or jeans.
Or joggers, all kinds of clothes. Check out the description. There's a link down there, intotheam.com/talking store. You get 10% off on everything site-wide. Please check it out. I bet you'll like it.
Thanks, Into the AM. Okay, so I'm going to go through just like some bibs and bobs and sundry things here in the beginning.
Okay.
Just to get them out of the way, okay?
You have 2 minutes to talk about all of them.
No. Okay, look. I read issues 14 through 20 of the current Daredevil run. This is written by Ahmed, and I've been going on this since issue 1. New Daredevil run. I wanted to get in on this. It was like the only monthly current comic that I was having put in my box because I love me some Daredevil. And it wasn't grabbing me. And I kind of always said, I'm going to give it to like issue 20 or so. If it doesn't grab me, I'm going to take it off my pull list. And I read through issue 20 and mystery solved. I took it off my pull list. Sometimes these gritty street level characters, the ones I love, Daredevil in Marvel, Punisher, these types of characters, they try and they bring a little bit of supernatural element to them. This run has been dealing with Daredevil. Matt Murdock is back from the dead, and the 7 deadly sins have followed him from hell, and he has to deal with that. I'm not saying it's a horrible run.
Oh, wow.
But it's not what I look for when I want some Daredevil street level justice in Hell's Kitchen. So I gave it through issue 20, and I wrapped up that this month because I had them stacked up, and I decided I'm not going to be continuing with Ahmed's run of Daredevil.
Fair enough. And under 2 minutes. Impressive.
I'm doing good. If I do everything under the 2 minutes, what do I get? What are you going to give me? Let's make it interesting.
I'll give you $1,000 if you can do that. That's how positive I am. There's no way.
First of all, you're lying. Make it something I know you'll give me.
I don't know, a Snickers bar? You want a Snickers? I'll buy you another shirt from Into the AM. How about that?
You're on, baby. You're on. If I can do every one of these in 2 minutes each, you buy me a new shirt from Into the AM.
Okay, I'm down for it.
Okay, deal. Okay, so next I stay with some comics. I read the new BRZRKR. You're looking at the clock. I can see you now.
I'm keeping track.
So I want to get to that China Mieville, Keanu Reeves novelization. So this was the last comic I had to run. This is 2 stories of our Ultimate Warrior, kind of one with the Mongol horde and then one in a Western type of story. I enjoyed both of these more so than I did the other Book of Tales, BRZRKR Bloodlines 1. I thought those were kind of hit and miss. Both of these I really did enjoy, and I'm interested to get into the novelization of this character. Pretty dark character, and I do really enjoy it. This was a lot of fun.
I mean, that one's like one off. That was not surprising. You were under 2 minutes.
Just a minute. You might be buying me a shirt.
I kind of hope not. Now I'm afraid.
Staying current with my crew, I've read One Piece 13, 14, and 15. 3 volumes of One Piece, getting deeper and deeper into the Baroque works storyline. Oh my gosh, we got a princess that wants to save her homeland. We got deception. We're going from agents all the way down to one, being more and more powerful as we get to one. We got our intrepid crew, our family being built going through this. We had a battle of honor that spans 100 years between giants. This is just so much fantastical, whimsy, wonderful things married with some deep themes of humanity and what makes us who we are and how we see each other and how we define each other in a family unit and leadership at its core. What makes a good leader? What makes a bad leader? This is just the most fun, and I just blew through all 3 of these, and I can't wait to continue and get together and talk with my crew once I've finished volume 17.
I'm so tempted to ask you a bunch of questions about One Piece just to make you go over 2 minutes, but I won't do it.
I came in at 2 minutes, so didn't I?
You were under 2 minutes. That's very
all
well,
right.
Well done.
Here it is. This is my last bibs and bob before we get to the books. I read a play this month. You read this one too.
I did.
The Hangman by Martin McDonagh. My favorite playwright. We performed a couple of his plays when we were building our theater company, and wow, kind of left the movie biz to come back and do a play. This is about hangmen are going by the way of the dodo because we're moving into some more humane ways of corporal punishment, and the hangman who runs a pub is being asked questions about what he thinks about this change. He's not the most prolific hangman. He's a little bit salty about that. And from there, in the Martin McDonagh way, everything starts to fall apart in this black comedy, brutal, visceral way. You will be it's not like a horror film. You're not going to be watching like this. You'll be laughing like this because you won't believe what you're laughing at. And you won't believe where it goes by. The ending is just going to take claws along your soul and rip it out and show it to you and make you realize what it is you've been watching. This is just, I would come out of retirement to perform this. That's the best compliment I can give this.
Oh, any Martin McDonagh play would be a joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see you do one of those. For anyone that doesn't know Martin McDonagh, I highly recommend you see In Bruges, 7 Psychopaths, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, or The Banshees of Inisherin. Those are his movies. They're great. Oh, highly recommend them.
Each and every one of them. Yes. Amazing.
In their own way, they're fantastic.
So let's get to the books that I read this month.
Let's do it. These are the ones where you might go over 2 minutes. I'm excited.
These are the ones where I might go over 2 minutes, but I'm going to try and do my best because I want you to get me a shirt. Okay. Started the month wrapping up the trilogy by Richard Swan, Empire of the Wolf trilogy. This is Trials of Empire by Richard Swan. Wow. Everything I wanted it to be. Everything I wanted it to be. We wrap up this journey of Conrad von Volt, as told through his helper there, Helena Sedinka, trying to save the empire, trying to understand this Civil War type of mentality, what's going on, not only on the physical plane, but what's going on in the metaphysical, the spiritual plane that's starting to bleed over. There's not only a scuffle for ideology in the physical realm, but also in the metaphysical realm. So it's layered in that way, and I absolutely loved it so much. That theme of beware if you stand at the abyss and look down at the monsters to combat, because you might have to become a monster yourself to pull it off. What makes a great man? How much of that is defined by the people that are next to him and watching him? And when that great man starts to make concessions to his own soul to pull off what he needs to pull off, what does that mean? What will history think of him? How will we look at it? Who writes history? Who's the winners and who's the losers? And what should we really believe from the past? So many things go into this. And personally, I thought the horror elements brought in just perfectly. I really enjoyed it. There was a moment there where I thought it was a little bit off the beam, but then he pulled it right back when he kind of, I don't want to give too much away, but he actually pulled it off and made it just what I wanted it to be. There's no way this trilogy is not gonna somehow make it into my top 10 trilogy list, I think.
Ooh, very exciting. First contender.
Yeah.
Well, no, I assume contender for book of the month then. You haven't mentioned that so
How
far.
can it not be contender for book of the month when it wraps up a trilogy that I think would make my top 10 best?
Absolutely. You are right on the edge of 2 minutes.
But you're giving it to me.
I'm giving it to you. You're about 6 seconds off from 2 minutes. I'm giving it to you.
You're a beautiful man. Oh, this is a biggie. It's a biggie. We wrapped up the Cosmere with Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson. Not my favorite secret project, but look, there's no way to go into a Brandon Sanderson book and not kind of marvel at the ideas and concepts. No matter what you think of his prose or stylings or books, you've got to say, wow, that's some pretty cool ideas and concepts. This is a far-flung future, the farthest he's moved into the Cosmere, a little bit of a sci-fi feel. Pacing, a little bit of a pacing problem for me because he relied one too many times for me, or a couple too many times for me, on the chase scene as far as forward-moving action to push the plot forward. But some faces that you really wanted to see after Wind and Truth, some faces you really wanted to check back in with. Now that we're all done with the Cosmere, they come back around again. Just so much fun. I can't say what faces they are because spoilers. But this absolutely well worth picking up and reading if you're going through the Cosmere. I would say save it until maybe the very end, right before Wind and Truth, or I read it after, and it worked perfectly there. Kind of gave you kind of one more victory lap at the end, and it worked oh so good in that way. I really enjoyed it. Not my favorite secret project, not up for Book of the Month.
But caught up with the Cosmere, and that's exciting by itself.
Entirely caught up with the Cosmere. Can you believe it?
A journey since the channel began.
Yeah, I can't. And now I'm like everybody else. I can't wait for the next ones to come out.
Absolutely.
And then, so am I still on target, or did I?
You were
blow it
still on
that
target, but we should take a break really quick to thank some people.
Oh, what an amazing idea! Because this allows me to kind of set myself 2 minutes for the rest of these I got to go through.
Oh, okay then. Let's do it.
So these are the folks that make everything possible here. They keep the lights on. They do oh so much. Oh my gosh. Hats off to each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Just a quick break in the action to thank all of our correspondents, directors, and producers on Patreon. These people keep the lights on. They make decisions for us because we don't know what we're doing. We're not great at making the decisions around here. The decisions all the way from what I'm going to read next, what the book club of the month Patreon pick is going to be, but all the way up to video ideas and what we're going to do here on the channel coming up for you. If you're interested or you want to find out how you can be a part of this, right down there in the description box, click the Patreon link. It's got all the answers for you. And once again, thank you to all of these fine people that are helping us build the channel, our correspondents, directors, and producers. So what do we do once a month here?
A lot of different things. How am I supposed to answer that?
Yeah, but we always read at least one indie book a month.
Oh, you're so right. Well, you always read one indie book per month.
I do, at least one. And this month it was our good friend, Michael Cronk.
Yes.
From the Book Guy channel. Check out this channel if you haven't. Of course, if you're here, you've been there. Michael Cronk is the best.
Yes.
He brought out his trilogy.
Just for a quick moment, I don't want to wait any longer to say this. As always, any indie book that gets mentioned is in the description, along with anything that we recommend at the end of this video is in the description. So check out Michael Cronk's book if after this you're into it.
That's right. This is book one of the trilogy, and he's brought out to the first 3. And I think he has it planned up to 12, I think he said.
Oh, wow.
This is that. Oh, come on. You know I love vampires. You know I love a series. You know I love urban fantasy where we start from our world and then we springboard. By the end of the book, it's something completely different where there's wonder and magic around every corner that we don't quite understand. You know I love the deeper themes about generational strife, about how this generation looks at things and maybe somebody that's from a past generation or a long-lived being would look at things maybe with a different idea of chivalry or how things should happen. There's so much in this that I enjoyed, had a little bit of a comedy start, and then things take a turn. I cannot wait to continue with book 2, Mortal Night. It's going to be coming up very quickly here on the channel because this was such a hit for me. I love vampires, love urban fantasy. This had just the right flavor of fun to catapult you into a new series. If you like Dresden, you might just really enjoy this.
Man, well done, Michael Cronk. Happy for you.
Very well done. Very well done. Had such a great time. Hey, am I still on?
You're still on. Sadly, for my wallet, you are still on.
Look at this. Look out. Look out.
Actually, even more sadly for my wallet, you're actually a little behind. You're averaging 1 minute and 30 seconds, which is quite concerning to me.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I think you're going down, boyo.
I think you're getting a new shirt.
I think I'm getting a new shirt. Okay. What else do we do once a month?
So many. I don't know how I'm supposed to answer that. We do a lot of things.
We have our Patreon book club.
Oh, of course. You make me feel like an idiot every time you say it.
We bring in the august Mr. Pooh. He oversees it all. We pick one book and we read it with all of our patrons. We get together. We talk about it. We have a great, great, great time. Check it out down there if you're interested. Patreon's down there, as well as Blue Sky and Twitter and Instagram and, a Discord. Oh my gosh. Even if you're not a Patreon, there's read-alongs and tons of stuff going on Discord just for everyone to hang out and be together. It's an amazing place. If nothing else, check that out.
Yes.
But this Patreon book club selection this month was Was Willem by M.R. Carey. Now, I really enjoyed Girl with All the Gifts. I think you did too, right?
I never read Girl with All the Gifts.
But you saw the flick.
Oh, I did. Yes, I did love the movie. Yes.
Yeah. It was very, very good adaptation, very close to what M.R. Carey wrote.
Oh,
so
right.
I was excited when this got picked. And wow, he kind of stretched himself and changed up quite a bit. This is a medieval fantasy, and he absolutely changes his prose stylings to kind of get time and place across. And this is it's a strange amalgam of Frankenstein and Dante's Inferno and Seven Samurais, kind of all thrown into a medieval fantasy setting where our band of misfits, monsters, if you will, must come together to save the town of good people who have ostracized them in the worst possible way against this dark magician, this dark villain that has taken over this area of where they all live. And it's interesting. It's very nuanced of where we come from, where we go after we leave this plane, what makes a monster, what makes how we define monsters and look at them, what goes into othering in that way, and those that are othered, even if they are on the outside appearing as monsters, how far off on that branch, how far across the line will they go to protect those around them that they loved in a past life or love in this life? It's so much going on in this. I'm not going to say it was book of the month, but it was a fun read where I thought in the middle he was kind of meandering and wandering. It all pulled together by the end and came together in a way that, wow, where he left off, if our band of misfits is thrust into some trials again, I absolutely will be there to buy that book.
Do you want to talk for like 15 more seconds? Do me a solid.
Nope. I think that wraps it up.
Not up for book of the month, but fun. And sometimes that's all you need.
And sometimes that's everything you need, right? A good time. And I kind of like it when in the middle of the book, like you were.
Okay,
with
now
the
if you're
Devils.
going to get now, this is going to count if you keep talking about the book.
I'm just talking to you.
Okay.
Where you were with the Devils, a little bit meandering, and you start to question it. Sometimes, if you stick it out, that end pulls all the threads together, and you see the tapestry that artist was working on all along, and it is worth it.
I'm sure the Devils would be worth it. I'm sorry, everybody who hates me in the comments.
You know what? Big thank you to Josh. He has sent me this entire trilogy, and we wrapped up this trilogy this month. Dan Wells' trilogy, the John Cleaver trilogy, with book 3, I Don't Want to Kill You. I have enjoyed this book. This is a magical book, a magical trilogy, because what Dan Wells pulls off here, he gets a psychopath, and he gets you rooting for this psychopath. Young John Wayne Cleaver, who you has a set of rules because he understands he's a sociopath and feels like these psychopaths that he studies are his celebrities, and he feels like he could be pulled down the slippery slope. But then when he starts to realize the world is bigger and broader and deeper and more mysterious than he ever thought, and there are supernatural threats out there that only he can see and deal with, he throws those rules aside and we get the trilogy of him hunting what he likes to call demons. And wow, does book 3 wrap up on a high point. You want a trilogy to end where every character has been on this ride and they're completely different. The world is completely different. You feel like you took a massive gut punch by the end, but you're still standing and you still want to go forward with this character journey. This does all of that, puts you through the ringer and makes you ask for more. That's what this trilogy did for me.
Man, I was really hoping you were going to go over.
It's not going to happen, dude.
But I want it to so bad. A lot of fun reads for you this time.
I had a lot of fun reads this month.
Nothing wrong with that. That's a good month.
Nothing wrong with that. And then let me tell you, the fun train pulled into a station and my mind started to hurt.
I was going to say the fun ended.
Oh, it did until we had our discussion.
That's true.
Let me tell you, I have wanted to get into this for a good long time because I've heard this is one of the pillars of the sci-fi genre. Gene Wolfe's Book of the New Sun, Book 1, Shadow of the Torturer. We took this on. We all got together because we wanted to have Christopher Rocchio come together and tell us what had inspired his Sun Eater project that we're all loving so much. And this is one of the big inspirations. This look at a world from the eyes of Severian, who is telling us in a framed narrative from the far-flung future to back where this journey starts. Him, a young acolyte, living in the towers, living in and amongst the citadel, trying to become a full journeyman torturer. And he starts to see this world's a little bit bigger. And this world has questions that he would ask himself about his mundanity day to day. There's more going on behind the scenes of this political machinations of what's happening in this world, what's really moving forward, what's really held them back. He wants answers to all these things. For one reason or another, he's flung out into this world, and that's when the fever dream really started for me. Wow. By Act 2, this book, I'm telling you, it was like I had the flu, I took a shot of NyQuil, and somebody hit me with some mescaline when I was trying to sleep it off. It became like a kaleidoscopic view of colors that I couldn't rectify. But then by the end, it came together again. And what I will say is by the time we all got together and talked about it, this is the power of art and sharing. When we all got together and talked about this and we saw what was the trees that make the forest around us in this story, and we all came together and described what we felt and what we saw, it became one of my favorite reads of the month.
Wow, really?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Favorite read of the month, or one of your favorite reads of the month, sorry.
It's up for Book of the Month. Yeah. I'm going to say that. There's no way it's not up for Book of the Month. Because that time spent with everyone saying how it impacted us, what we saw, what the other person didn't see, and then us going, oh, that was there. It was one of those special evenings that you get together and you talk about art and how it impacts you, and you just carry that with you for a while, and it makes you realize how amazing and magical this journey of human experience is because you shared it with some others. And I'm telling you, I was just completely buzzing for a good while after that discussion. There's no way this isn't up for Book of the Month.
I would agree with you, but it is my book of the month, obviously.
Yeah, so you have no choice but to agree.
I do not. Guess what?
I didn't go over until you started asking me questions, so...
That is true, but you talked for quite a while longer.
All right, I'll give it to you. You don't have to buy me a shirt.
Maybe we'll leave it up to people in comments if I have to get you on.
I kind of think you stacked the deck on me there.
I did kind of egg you on, so it's a bit of a gray area. Maybe people can let me know.
We'll leave it in comments. Hit us up. Let me know.
Do I owe my dad a shirt? Let's find out.
It all depends on if I can do this last one within 2 minutes.
Ooh, maybe it depends on the book, how much you enjoyed it. Sometimes you like to talk for a while longer if you really liked it.
I did enjoy it a lot.
Ooh, what is it? Let's see it.
This was the latest Joe Ledger book by Jonathan Mayberry, Burn to Shine. Guys, sometimes when you have that long series, I believe this is book 14 or 15 in the Joe Ledger series, and I've read them all. And sometimes you have some ups and some downs in a series. Some are not, ooh, that didn't quite hit it out of the park, but I still am along for the ride. This one was a return to form. This one, in that weird shared universe that Jonathan Mayberry is creating, this goes all the way back to the very first trilogy he put out there when he was nominated for a Stoker with the Ghost Road Blues and that first trilogy he put out. We see faces from there. We see tie-ins all the way back to the first Joe Ledger book. We see this expansive universe he's been building with these characters and how they're all fitting together and how this could all end in tears. Every time we have a ride with Joe Ledger, it seems like the world is not going to make it. This is that techno thriller with a supernatural edge. Think of Dresden, but if he was in charge of a SEAL Team 6 squad. And wow, right up to the last 10 or 15 pages, I thought, that's it. That's it. The world is, we ain't making it this time, Joe. We ain't making it. And I, no spoilers, but every time he does it to me, and he does it with such an amazing bit of research that makes you feel it's completely plausible because he started out as a journalist and his research is absolutely flawless. So I thought this series was so much, it's a complete Snicker bar read. Complete Snicker bar read. You want, I've had a million of them. They taste the same. I love them each and every time I stop and grab one. This was that. It was a return to the form with the series. I had a great time. And I'm going to say it's up for Book of the Month because just sheer fun factor.
Really? That shocks me.
I mean, dude,
you were
check
under
that
2
out,
minutes,
but
by the way. But that shocks me.
I blew through that in, I think, 2.5, 3 days because I could not put it down or stop reading. It was all adrenaline. It was all action. It was all pedal to the metal plot. You can't not wait to see what happens. And you just can't stop reading. There's no way. And just for sheer fun factor of that time when your mom is yelling at you to go to bed and you're under the covers with the light and it's like, I got to get this chapter done before I can sleep. It's a throwback to those moments for me. Sheer fun, up for Book of the Month for that reason alone.
Wow. Maybe the first Joe Ledger to be Book of the Month. So let's see. What were the contenders? Let's pull them out. Joe Ledger, Shadow of the Torturer, and Trials of Empire.
By Richard Swan.
So
we got Dan Wells, Richard Swan, Jonathan Mayberry.
No,
and
not,
you know
not
what?
Dan Wells, Gene Wolfe.
Gene Wolfe. Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Dan Wells is over there. You're right.
Yes.
Gene Wolfe, Jonathan Mayberry, and Richard Swan. So, this is normally the time where I have a very hard time and I pull my hair out and I angst and everything. And look, I'm just going to come right out and say it.
Is this going to be the first one that you don't agonize over?
If I was going sheer fun read, it would be Jonathan Mayberry.
Sure.
But for all around best read, my best experience reading, because of that group, there's no way it can't be Book of the New Sun by Gene Wolfe.
You faked me out there for a second, knocking that over.
Did you like the way I faked you out?
I did.
If I was going pure fun, it would be Burn to Shine. But look, that magical night when we all got together and my eyes were opened to what was going on, the nuance and the layers and the magic that Gene Wolfe was pulling off in front of my very eyes that I couldn't even see. That's why you want to go back and read it immediately.
It changed everything. It completely changed the book, that conversation.
It completely, yes.
If any of you are
for
thinking of picking up Shadow of the Torturer, I highly recommend you listen to that stream that we did afterward. Don't do it before.
Yeah.
But when you're done with the book.
Well, there's a spoiler-free section.
There is. It's maybe 15, 20 minutes long, something like that.
Yeah. And then come back and check out the rest because it was a great talk. We had a great time. But I cannot wait to grab Claw the Conciliator now and move forward. And I was like you, after I read this, I was like, I don't, and maybe it's just not my bag. Maybe it's just not for me. Now I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get into it.
I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I'm so excited. Are you doing it next month? Are you going back to back?
I think we all are getting together to talk again, like end of June, beginning of July. So I need to have it read somewhere in there.
Okay. So maybe next month. Not sure yet.
Yeah. But we share a book of the month.
Wow. For the first time ever, we share a book of the month.
For the first time ever, we share a book of the month.
Not only the first time we share a book of the month, this is the first time that we have both read a book at the same time.
Yeah.
And it became both of our book of the month. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty amazing. I love it.
This channel's magical.
You know what we don't share?
What?
Is a judgment on whether or not you owe me a shirt.
Oh, no, we do not share that because I do not think I owe you a shirt.
I think you owe me a shirt. I think you egged me on. I was just answering your question. I think I came in under 2 minutes, and you did that on purpose because the writing was on the wall. You were going to lose. So hit us up in comments. Let us know. Does Jacob need to go on to Into the AM and pick? I'll let you pick.
Oh, that's dangerous.
I'll let you pick. You go on Into the AM and you pick one of their artist design graphic tees and get it for your old man. Does he owe me or does he not owe me? Hit us up in comments and let us know.
Also hit us up in comments and let us know what you read this month.
Oh, right? How was your month? Was it full of 5-star reads? Did you have that magic of hanging out with folks and talking about what you read and how it hit you? If not, that's waiting for you right here on Discord. Don't sleep on that. The possibilities are there for you. It's amazing. Hit us up in comments. We're going to answer them all. We love comments. Hit the thumbs up button. That helps us grow, helps us meet new people. And when new people, new perspectives come in, oh, that helps all of us grow. It's just like this one. We couldn't quite see it until the other people came in. That's what this is all about. And that's what happens when you hit that thumbs up button. And if you're just checking us out, maybe for the first time or first couple times to see what we read this month, hit that subscription button. When they join this group, I'm telling you, this group is amazing. You hang out with this group that we have on Discord and around here in comments. I'm telling you, you hit that, you become a part, you're going to feel a tingle. It's a scientific fact. No arguments, right?
No, I'm legally obligated to say there is no contest.
Absolutely. There's no contest to that. It's absolutely true. So that is it for us. An amazing April 2025. First time ever we share a book of the month.
It is an amazing April, but I think May will be more fun.
More fun May.
More fun May. Oh, I like it. Let's keep that.
That's what we're going with.
Although April was pretty full of Snicker bar reads for you. It might be a high bar.
I had so much fun in April here on the channel and reading. It was a really great month, but that does not mean we can't strive for more fun in May.
We can always strive for more fun. Never ends.
Words to live by.
I made them up right now.
Hey, if you're still here, oh my gosh, you're book people. In my book, that makes you the best people. Thanks so much for joining us here on Talking Story.